Florian's Journey, Mosaic, Zwiefalten in the fall of 2024, Silent Splendor in Flowing Waters. Good day, and welcome to another piece in Florian's travel mosaic. Our journey today takes us to the heart of southern Germany, to the municipality of Zwiefalten. Come with us and escape from everyday life to the hidden Zwiefalten, to the quieter places and a world that you don't see every day. What attracts me to Zwiefalten? What has always attracted me to Zwiefalten is the contrast between its location and its significance and features. That's why I researched this exciting place very thoroughly. You are here in the heart of the Swabian Alb, far away from Stuttgart or Ulm, in the middle of nowhere, where foxes and hares literally say goodnight to each other. I don't think anyone who doesn't know or is specifically looking for it would expect such splendor in such a tranquil place, surrounded by fields and mountains. The two towers of the monastery church can be seen from afar as you drive down into the valley. Now you're probably thinking, yes, they are beautiful towers, but you have no idea what is hidden inside. That's why it's important for me to tell you about it today and introduce you to the beauty of this secluded place. Things to see in Zwiefalten and insights into its history. Of course, due to the multitude of possibilities on our expedition, I can only go into the points that are special to me on my expeditions, but my destinations are always the places off the beaten track. Sometimes they are probably touristy, but not everyone has these places on their radar. The location and significance. As previously mentioned, Zwiefalten is located in Germany, more precisely in the state of Baden-Württemberg in the heart of the Swabian Alb. The name comes from Old German and means something like two flowing waters, because the two streams Zwiefalter Arc and Kessel Arc meet here. The confluence of these two watercourses not only gave the village its name, but also influenced its development. The water power of these rivers was once used for mills and other technical facilities. Due to its remoteness, it is a few kilometers away from all national freeways, including the larger cities in southern Germany. However, if you are traveling through the country away from the busy and congested highways, Zwiefalten is a central point in the country that you have to pass again and again on your way home, at least like me. I myself have often taken the route via Zwiefalten on my many business trips from Stuttgart southwards via Reutlingen and Sigmaringen. Also because I always like to take a break halfway south for a coffee. Zwiefalten is simply a perfect place to take a deep breath and switch off, which is why I am not surprised that a monastery was built here and a clinic is run. The Imperial Abbey. The most well-known part of Zwiefalten is certainly the monastery complex of the abbey and the associated Baroque church, to which my title today refers. The monastery was founded by the Benedictines in 1089, so it now has almost 1,000 years of history, even though it no longer exists in its original form as a religious house. It quickly developed into a powerful imperial abbey and was a cultural center where writings were copied and books were produced. The monastery experienced its heyday in the Middle Ages. It owned several extensive estates and enjoyed numerous privileges. A milestone was the so-called Treaty of Speyer of 1570, which made Zwiefalten a recognized independent dominion without regional influence. As a result, the monastery survived the Reformation and was preserved, while many other monasteries were dissolved. However, secularization in the 19th century marked an extremely far-reaching turning point. In 1702, the monastery was dissolved and its property fell to the Kingdom of Württemberg. The former monastery buildings found a new use, first as a royal state mental asylum, later as a state psychiatric hospital. Part of the plant is still in this function today, which I can understand. I think a quiet, peaceful place like this is a good place to find yourself and get well again. The quiet splendor. The Zwiefalter Minster of Our Lady is one of the most important buildings of the German late Baroque, in my opinion as well as in the general opinion. Built in the 18th century, it was originally the monastery church of the Benedictine Zwiefalten Abbey. Since secularization in the 19th century, it has served as a parish and pilgrimage church. But I don't want to go into any more historical facts here, just take you to this impressive place. Imagine entering the Zwiefalten Monastery Church. The surroundings and the impressive facade have already taken you in. Then you go through the portal and the heavy wooden doors close behind you. You look around and suddenly find yourself in a different world. A sea of light falls through the colorful windows and dances on the artfully designed floors. I was lucky enough to experience the play of sunlight in the church several times. You look up and see the ceiling, a masterpiece of stucco and color. Angels and saints seem to be looking straight down at you and watching you as a newcomer. The walls are adorned with magnificent frescoes that tell stories from the Bible. Every corner of this cathedral is a work of art in itself. The air is filled with a quiet reverence. You can almost feel the prayers of the faithful who have been worshipping here for centuries. It's as if they are sitting next to you on the benches. I myself am always overwhelmed by these impressions. For me, this visual power and the awe that you feel are palpable. Take a moment to enjoy the peace and quiet and soak up the beauty around you. Zwiefalten Abbey Church is more than just a building. It is a place of history, art, and spirituality. Here you can escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life and just be. When you are there, as mentioned before, take your time, enjoy the view, explore the paintings and the sculptures. Experience the impression of this impressive building in a place where you would never expect to find anything like it. Of course, there are even bigger churches and even more splendor, but I think this place has created a spiritually magical harmony with its colors, its splendor, and the many works of art that have been put together which should be experienced. Whether you are a devout Christian or not, in my opinion, that doesn't matter, but the feeling of a radiant spiritual world that is given to you there. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to experience the church with music from the impressive organ or with singing, but with these impressions, it will certainly make the overall picture even more perfect. I didn't call the building the silent splendor in the title for nothing. You feel peace and quiet everywhere and can enjoy it. But the visual power of the church and the impressions you gain can be deafening and stunning. In the flowing waters. If we now want to recover a little from the massive impressions of the monastery church, it is best to do so in the surrounding extensive park and the adjacent paths and woods. The park is the perfect place to relax and unwind, especially in the fall. The old trees provide shade while you sit on a bench and listen to the birds. The colorful leaves in all shades of yellow, orange and red also create a colorful autumn picture. As you stroll through the well-kept park, you can imagine the atmosphere of the era. Your mind wanders to the time when the monks walked here and thought about God and the world, how they discussed aspects of their translations and exchanged opinions. The typical old walls and buildings that surround the park tell of a long history of what they have witnessed over the centuries. Just sit down and enjoy the tranquility of this place in its entirety. By the way, I would also like to give you the information that Zwiefalten is also known for its church music and its chronicles. Feel free to study them if you are interested. The Zwiefalten Monastery Brewery. Old German monastic life is of course not possible without beer, and so it is in Zwiefalten. The Zwiefalten Monastery Brewery is a true institution in the Swabian Alb and is known far beyond for its high-quality beers. The history of the brewery dates back to 1521, when the Benedictine monks at Zwiefalten Abbey began brewing beer. Traditional methods are still used here today, with the quality of the ingredients and the many years of experience of the master brewers taking center stage. I drink beer myself sporadically, but when I feel like it, Zwiefalten beer is definitely part of my inner circle. The taste itself is of course individual, but I appreciate drinkable, not too bitter beers that are made from regional ingredients. And you definitely have that here in the Alps, surrounded by fields and growing areas. The Klosterbräuerei's range is also diverse and offers the right beer for every taste. From classic light beers to dark specialties and seasonal creations, there is something for everyone. Take part in a beer tasting and give it a try. Here is the website. I also went on one of the famous guided tours of the brewery. It was very exciting to see the brewery from the inside and to be told how the whole process works in reality. Tips for your trip. Here are a few personal tips for you and your visit to Zwiefalten. The beer heaven of Zwiefalten. If you want to see it that way, the brewery has 2 shop windows to the outside, one of which is Beer Heaven. This is an interesting store located in the town, diagonally in front of the brewery. What I find so exciting about Beer Heaven is the connection between the concepts. It is designed to function as a combination of show brewery, farm store, and beer garden. Of course, you can taste and buy beer there and take a look at the show brewery. Relax in the beer garden and buy good local products from the region in addition to beer. There are many fine things there, just have a look. The brewery pub. On the other side is the brewery pub. Here too I can make a clear recommendation. The restaurant serves good, traditional Swabian food of excellent quality. The traditional ambience in the interior has been combined well with modern elements. If you want to go out for a delicious meal, you can also do that on site. Hotels. Zwiefalten and the surrounding area in the Swabian Alb offer many nice places to stay overnight. The big chains are not present here, there is more local hospitality, but if you like it rustic and friendly, there are plenty of nice places to stay overnight. Thank you for your attention and company on our tour of the flowing waters. Pleasant travel and many discoveries. Wishes you. Florian. Look around and follow me. my social media presence, my ebook and interesting facts about me. The use of the names of the brewery pub, Beer Himmel, and the brewery, as well as 2 images provided, is by kind permission of Zwiefalten Klosterbräu GmbH.